warm welcome to Bhairabi Utsav, the dance of the divine with Sadhguru. It is my honor and privilege to welcome all of you, those who are here and those who have joined us online from different parts of the world to this very special event to welcome Linga Bhairavi Devi to Nepal, following the consecration of Devi just 2 days ago here in Kathmandu. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of former Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli, Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Narayan Kaji Shrestha. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Cabinet, Ministers and Members of Parliament who are present here. Refined and raw, powerful and colourful, earthy, humane and mother-like, Linga Bhairavi is an absolute woman of ultimate proportions. We will now watch a video about Linga Bhairavi Devi and the various processes and offerings through which we can receive Devi's abundant grace and blessings.
Linga Bhairavi. In the
which stabilize and nourish one's physical structure or physiology and the psychological structure and energy structure. With these 3 dimensions stabilized, to live all levels of life successfully becomes a living possibility. Here in this Linga Bhairavi shrine, there are scientifically structured processes for a human being from one's birth to death and everything else in between to ensure the different aspects of life, of being an infant, being a child, becoming an adolescent, marriage, sannyas, brahmacharya, whatever steps we take till our death, these steps should not become impediments, but become possibilities for one's well-being and liberation. One earns the grace of Bhairavi. They don't have to live in concern, fear of life or death, of poverty, failure, all that human being sense of being is the only earns the grace of Bhairavi. It's life and we all live this. That's what I'm saying is to know who lives in
Jaya Bhairavi, Bhairavi, Jaya Bhairavi. Namaskaram. At the Linga Bhairavi abode, there are various offerings and rituals that happen daily. But one of the main offerings that happen is called the Linga Bhairavi Abhishekam, which is a set of 11 sacred offerings made to Devi in an ambience of devotion and gratitude, which makes one much more available and receptive to her grace. Number 11 has a certain significance to Devi. These Abhishekam happen daily at the temple. But every Purnami, or every full moon night, individuals are much more receptive to experience Devi's powerful energies. So every Purnami is celebrated at the Linga Bhairavi abode in a very special and elaborate Abhishekam, accompanied by a lot of dance and music and chants, which creates a very explosive atmosphere for people to bask in her grace. These are her qualities. Devi is all about exuberance, intensity, celebration, and life. Right now, we'd like to show you a few glimpses of the very first Linga Bhairavi Abhishekam that just happened day before yesterday at the Linga Bhairavi abode here in Nepal during the consecration. We'll watch this together. Abhishekam will happen on April 5th. So So we would like to make use of this opportunity to warmly invite each and every one of you to join us in this exuberant celebration and to experience her grace. We would like to also invite everybody who would like to come for the daily Abhishekam, which happen every day in the morning, noon and evening. So right now we have the opportunity to witness and to participate in a smaller version or a shorter version of the Linga Bhairabi Abhishekam.
Project Samskriti is an endeavor to nurture and impart India's classical arts, designed by Sadhguru. It offers programs to learn powerful chants, music, Bharatanatyam, and Kalaripayattam, an ancient martial art form conducted by the rigorously trained students and alumni of Isha Samskriti. The art forms are imparted in their most profound form as possibilities for inner growth and transformation.
Project Samskriti is not today's idea. It's been in incubation for nearly 25 years. So this is an effort not to save the art form alone, but to bring up humanity to a higher level of existence within themselves.
Energy within every form. She is the divine mother that nourishes all life and manifests as the fierce protector from the compulsions of humankind. Niraive Bhairavi is an offering of dance from Project Samskriti to a selection of verses from the Devi Mahatmayam, followed by a composition of renowned poet Subramanyam Bharatiyar that explores the different aspects of Shakti. He sees her as the omnipresent, the destroyer of ignorance and evil, and the very binding force of the entire cosmos. She is the consort of Shiva and the life force to his creative potential. Celebrating the grace of Devi, presenting Niraive Bhairavi, an offering by Project Samskriti. Thank you, Project Samskriti, for that wonderful offering to Devi. We're pleased to announce that Project Samskriti will be offering programs in person at Kathmandu from next month. They will be offering powerful Sanskrit chants, classical music, dance, and Kalari Payuttu, an ancient martial art form. These programs will be conducted at various locations in Kathmandu. If you wish to know more about these programs, please visit sadguru.co/samskriti. Ladies and gentlemen, March 7th was a very special and historic day for Nepal. Sadhguru consecrated Linga Bhairavi Devi in Kathmandu through an intense process of prana pratishtha, an esoteric yogic process that uses life energies to transform mere stone into a deity. We are truly blessed to have Devi in Nepal. The abode of Linga Bhairavi is now open for devotees. We hope to welcome you and your family soon to Devi's abode in Basundhara Chowk.
Sadhguru has designed powerful rituals and offerings at Linga Bhairavi for health, prosperity, rewarding relationships, to overcome obstacles, and for spiritual transcendence. These rituals and processes are designed to assist one in every step of life, from conception to death and beyond, and make every moment a stepping stone towards ultimate liberation. Linga Bhairavi Abhishekam is a set of 11 sacred offerings to Devi for the overall well-being of one's family. Kleshanashan Kriya is an aura cleansing process that wards off negativities and brings physical and mental well-being. Dahan Nivaranam is designed to quench one's deep-rooted desires and is extremely supportive for those desiring to get married or to have children. Wedding rituals and rituals for children have been specially designed for health, material well-being, and harmonious relationships. Devotees can also express their devotion and receive Devi's grace through Samarpanam, Nay Deepam, Mangalya Balasutra, Netra Arpanam, Mala Arpanam, and Vastra Seva. On Purnima and during Navratri, devotees can make special offerings to receive Devi's abundant grace and blessings. The abode of Linga Bhairavi at Kathmandu is open to all from 6:30 a.m. to 1:20 p.m. and 4:20 p.m. to 8:20 p.m. every day.
Kami
Namaskaram to all of you. I said Namaskaram. Kathmandu, Nepal. Well, shall I make a confession? Are people of Nepal ready for a confession from me? Well, by the time I was 7, 8 years of age, my intellect started resisting anything and everything that does not make logical sense to me. Slowly, in a matter of 3-4 years' time, maybe by the time I was 11, 12, this hardened completely. My intellect completely hardened to anything that does not make logical sense to me. That included anything concerned with religion, philosophies, and various other things of life, including love, including parental attachment. I hardened against everything because it did not make logical sense to me. To an extent. When I was around 12 years of age, it happened one day that my mother, a very quiet but extraordinary woman, for some reason, this was not really those times when mothers every day have to chant, I love you, I love you. They never said such things. But they lived for us, so we never had a question mark whether they love or not. There was no such thing. But something happened and she expressed her affection towards me. My mind, logically 100% correct. I asked her, if I was born in the next house, would you still feel this way about me? Tears came out of her eyes. I said, what did I say wrong? I just asked a question. And she went away. After about 10-20 minutes, she came back and she touched my feet. I was only 12. Why I'm saying this is, this is the nature of our intellect. If you use only your intellect, everything that's beautiful and magical about life will evaporate from your life. Your mother expresses her emotion. You have a logical question. So if you apply your intellect and your logical aspect of who you are to everything, you will survive well. You will earn your food and shelter. Maybe dominate a few people. Maybe win a race or two. But your intelligence may be good enough for all these things. Your intellect may be good enough for all these things. But your intellect will never be good enough to make you soaked in ecstasy every moment of your life. It will not do that, believe me. Nor your intellect will ever allow you to access doorways to the magic of life. When I say magic of life, show me one thing in this universe which is not magical. If you put filth at the roots, a beautiful, fragrant flower will blossom. Is this not magic? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. filth a flower comes, is this not magic? Well, scientists, Charles Darwin told you, you were all monkeys, and just a tail fell away and you all became like this. Magic or no? Some people are keeping quiet because maybe the tail not gone, maybe. It's okay. If you have an extra limb, who can complain? Your parents, very stingy people. They gave only one cell each, not millions, one each. With these two cells, look at you, how you become. Is this not magic? So if you apply your intellect to everything, everything seems to make sense on one level, but you will see everything that's beautiful, everything that's blissful, slowly evaporates from your life. So from the age of 11, 12 to 17 or 18, I am a hardcore atheist. Hardcore. No compromise. Our families are not very religious, but something simple they do once in a way. Even that, I will not participate. Never. Anything that I cannot see and then I cannot logically decipher doesn't exist. Well, you may have enough intellect to earn your living, to earn food and shelter, to win a few silly races with people when you have no business to be racing with anybody. Because if you are on a race, if you think life is a race, then you must win. If you want to win the race, you must get to the finish line quick. You want to? Hello? You know what's the finish line? You want to get there quick. If you think it's a race, that's what it means. But your logic and your intellect is not good enough to make you ecstatic every moment of your life. It is not good enough to give you access to the magical aspects of life, nor can it beat the steamroller of time. Time is on all the time. Going, hello? Time going away right now. No matter what you do or you don't do, what nonsense you think or you do not think, time is rolling away. When time rolls, what it means is, you've been sitting here for an hour. What it means is, since you came here, you're 1 hour closer to the grave. Yes, you may not be conscious, but the body knows. The body knows. And whenever somebody passes, always people are surprised because they thought they're immortal. I was just telling them day before yesterday, about 8 or 9 months ago, a sage, a very well-known sage in southern India, passed at the age of 111 years of age. He lived a life of absolute service, hugely respected by people. But unfortunately, at 111, he fell down and he did not recover from that fall and he died. All the newspapers, this great sage died suddenly. I said, what? At 111, how do you die suddenly? Hello? When is it naturally? When is it that we are going to die naturally? I'm saying, time is a steamroller, doesn't stop for anybody. Nobody can rewind it. But You could be riding the cycles of time, or you could be crushed by the cycles of time. If you're riding the cycles of time, then you will know something which is very different. You will know life in ways that other people will never understand. Now this kind of a person, why is he bringing Devi to Nepal? Hello? All my friends and family always wonder, what happened to him? Because even my wife complained. When I first said we have to build this, she said, because of you I stopped going to the temples. Now you're building a temple? I said, no, this is a different purpose, different way of doing things. This is not about believing something, this is not about going to heaven, this is about making a heaven out of yourself. There is a way to do it. The burden of memories that you hold empowers time. If you lived for whatever number of years, if you carry lot of burdensome memories in your head, 50 years feels like a very long time. It is a burden of memory which makes time heavy. But if you're living connected to the source of creation, Sadhguru, where is it? Where is it? Hare, don't look up, because you don't know what is up and down. You know, hello, in Nepal everybody knows the planet is round. I'm just checking. You know the planet is round and it's also spinning. If all of you want to sit there like this silently, I am the yogi here, okay? I can sit like this for hours and go away. It is also spinning. Yes. So if you look up, you're never looking up in the right direction, I'm telling you. Because it's round and it's spinning, where are you looking? So you don't forget about knowing what is up there. You do not even know what is up and what is down. This is the nature of your existence. So, if you are not connected to the source of creation, when I say that, where is it? Where shall I plug in? As I already reminded you, whatever you had for your lunch today, let's say you ate a roti or a chapati. Chapati doesn't look like you, nor does it smell like you, nor does it feel like you, nor does it bleed like you, but if you eat it, in a few hours it becomes you. If the source of creation was not throbbing within you, you think you could make a chapati into a human being over the afternoon? So, suppose I take a chapati in my hand and make a human being out of this, who would you think I am? Creator himself, isn't it? And every one of you are doing it, not in your hand, in your stomach. What's the difference? You're doing it discreetly, and it's good. It need not be done obscenely outside. It is done discreetly. You take a chapati and make a human being out of it within a few hours. Obviously, the source of creation must be functioning within you, throbbing within you every moment of your life, otherwise this wouldn't be happening. If you plug into this, if you turn inward and plug into this, if you open up a window or a doorway to this, then there are tremendous possibilities.
life opens up in ways that you cannot imagine. If you consider yourself just a certain number of kilograms of flesh, bone, and a few thoughts and emotions, well, nothing wrong, just limited. Is it wrong to be limited? No. Is it a crime to be limited? No. But it is not a crime, it's a disaster. Because loss, when we say loss, loss is not only when you lose what you have. When you do not explore the full potential of who you are, that is the greatest loss. You don't even know you lost it. If you have something in your hands and you lose it, you know you have lost it. Things that are possible were never explored. This is a terrible loss. It is to prevent this loss, various aspects. This is a culture steeped in this. Nepal is one of the few countries, one of the few of this region, which has kept this largely alive. But slowly over generations, if nobody reminds you what are created with very scientific understanding of how to regenerate life, how to ignite new possibilities within you, could become just symbols that inspire belief, which may also make some things work. But if you use an airplane, suppose you found an airplane and you don't know what is an airplane, then you got the engine started, but then you found these two ugly things are going to hit your lampposts and buildings. So you chopped off these two things and started driving an airplane in the streets of Kathmandu. You're very happy because you found a wonderful car or a bus or whatever it is, depending on the size. But someone who knows what it means to fly, if they see you driving an airplane with chopped off wings, they will cry. So one reason I have not told this to anybody here yet, because this is a confession day, I'm telling you. One reason why I decided Devi should come to Nepal is some of the fantastic temples that you have. When I see the way it is kept and the way it is approached, tears came to me. These are tremendous tools being used in rudimentary ways. So I thought, let me inspire that, using the Bhairavi as a source. Hope many of you will revive many things in this wonderful country. But Sadhguru, there are other countries and societies where they don't have a temple, they have nothing, but they are doing well. See, there are two aspects to life. One is what you do and what you have. Depending on what you do, accordingly you have certain things. Another is how you experience your life. If you don't value how you experience your life, you will have and you will want more and more and more. You will have everything and you will want to have everything that everybody has in the world, and still you are broken within yourself. Do you want a life like that? Unfortunately, large parts of the world have chosen a life like that. They have everything and more. They have more than any human being should ever have. They have obscene levels of comforts and wealth, but internally broken. Today, to a point where the World Health Organization is predicting there is going to be a mental health pandemic. Are you going to be the epicenter, Nepali people, of this mental health pandemic, or will you stay sane? Pandemic, a word that you had not heard 3 years ago. Now everybody knows what is a pandemic. What it means is, in this, all of you, a few thousand of you who are here, if there are 100 people with some problem, by the time you leave this place, all of you will have it. This is a pandemic, or at least most of you will have it. So now, if 100 people are a little like that, by the time you leave this place, all of you will be wonky. Dangerous situation, isn't it? But it looks ridiculous. Oh, how will it happen? My friend has always been a nutcase, I've been okay. Well, just a week, 10 days ago, I think, the CDC, which is a major, disease control institution in United States based in Atlanta, which is authority there, has announced that among the teenage girls, 1 out of 3 is depressed. 1 out of 3. This is not an ordinary situation. How we knew teenage girls was, they would simply giggle for nothing. Where was the question of they being depressed? Hello? Hello? Because they didn't need a reason to laugh. Simply they were exuberant. Out of that exuberance, they giggled all the time. But now 1 in 3 is depressed. Do you want more? We are heading this way because we have not held the experience of our life important. We're only thinking what we have is important. What can you have? You can have clothes, you can have wealth, you can have jewelry, you can have home, you can have car. You can get a golden chariot if you want. But what will you do? If you are not joyful, if you are depressed, you are riding in a golden chariot, what to do, I'm asking. Right now also I am seeing, not so much in Nepal, I am very happy and proud to say this, generally all over the world, wherever I travel, almost every part of the world, people are driving their dream machine, something that they always wanted to own and today they have it. If the traffic gets a little thick, they got an opportunity to spend more time in their dream machine. Are they bursting with joy? No, they're cursing the whole universe. Hello? They're using filthy words at everybody on the street, everything. Nobody's spared. Well, you're in your dream machine, you must be enjoying it, little more time because of traffic. No, I see your traffic is quite chaotic. But people, still nobody's fretting except a few people. Rest of the people seem to be okay, they're stuck in the traffic, they seem to be okay. This does not mean we should not fix the traffic, we should, that also must happen. But how you experience your life is very, very important. If you do not know how to sit here blissfully, no matter what you wear, what you own, how much you possess, is not going to make a difference because all this is only in your memory right now. Hello? How much money you have, how much wealth you have, what all nonsense you have in your life is only in your memory. I can do this to you and I remove your memory, you got nothing. Hello? Everything that you think you possess is only in your memory. One who lives in their memory, one who enjoys their memory, naturally lives in the past because memory is of the past. You will never taste life. You will never have a taste of life. You will only know what is accumulated. Anything accumulated, the very nature of creation is such, it will rot after some time and it will stink. You see very wealthy families, after 5 generations, they stink. Hello? Everywhere in the world, this happens because what you possess is only what you can use. We want to have things so that certain things are comfortable, it will facilitate us to act better in the world. Beyond that, what we possess means nothing, but how we are, how we experience our life. Have we unlocked our genius or are we stuck in our own wrap of intellect? This is important. For this, you need access. For access, there are tools for access. Devi is just that she is access, she is a doorway. If you know how to use it, she will open up possibilities that you never imagined possible. Well, is this all just somebody's belief? How can this kind of woman do things to me? There are any number of examples. I am a living example, but you know, generally, we are living in that part of Asia where still there is a problem. At least in our universities and so-called educated people, unless it has a stamp from the West, it is not really science, it cannot work. You also still there only? You need an approval? Only a few young people are saying no, all the older people. I don't know if you have heard of him or not, there was a movie about him about 4 years ago. His name is Ramanujam. You heard of Ramanujam? Oh, really? So I don't have to tell you about him. Everybody knows about Ramanujam, I don't have to speak about him. Same people are saying yes and no. So Ramanujam was born in Tamil Nadu in southern India from a small village. By the time he was 16, 17, he became a devotee of a Devi. And he picked up notebooks and started writing mathematics. Not the kind of mathematics that you learn in school, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, not like that, very complex forms of math. Why math is important is, because in many ways, if you want to reduce the universe into any one language, the closest language which can do that effectively is mathematics. Those of you who are not good at it are… all right, it's all right, I understand. In India, music is all mathematics. Everywhere, engineering is mathematics, physics is mathematics, everything can be deduced into mathematics because that is one language which is more efficient. I'm not saying it's absolute. It is more efficient than any other language that we speak in describing the universe. And he started pouring out mathematics. Then he was just working as a clerk in Chennai, Madras at that time. Then some English officer saw, this guy is sitting there and pouring out thousands of pages of math simply. If he sits down, he's just writing, like he's possessed. Then he looked at it, not all of it he could figure it out. He showed it to somebody who's a mathematician. He said, what? Who wrote this? We need this guy. So they transported him to Oxford University. There he went, well, being of the wrong skin color, you know, South Indians, we are baked by sun. So, he was treated very badly and given very bad accommodations, and because he's a vegetarian, There was no proper nutrition at that time. Today everybody is talking about eating vegetarian. At that time, if you're a vegetarian, you were attacked on the street and beaten because you're just a vegetarian. Today, all the doctors in the West are saying you must eat veggies, otherwise you will die of heart attack or something else. He was treated very badly, no nourishment, so he caught tuberculosis, exposed to cold. Then he was sitting on his deathbed, but he poured out mathematics. Books and books he wrote. When they asked him, where is this all coming from? How is it? He said, my Devi bleeds mathematics, simply. And today, in 2010-11, they discovered what he wrote in 1908, over a century ago, the mathematics, is actually describing the black holes in the universe. There was no concept of black holes in the scientific community at that time. The way science progresses is, first a concept, then a theory, then the math, then it becomes a reality. But he wrote mathematics for which there was no theory or concept, he just wrote the math. He says, it's all my Devi. I'm just saying this example because this is how it is. If you open the doorway, suddenly your access to the universe outside and the inner universe both open up, and it's a tremendous life. Today, I can say there are thousands of people around me who are beginning to function like this at a different level of genius and capability. I would like to see that the youth of Nepal that's not sounding very youthful. It is very important that you access, you make use of devices which gives you access to the beyond. And particularly the young women of Nepal must make use of this. Why I'm saying this is because when masculine acts, it will create survival. Survival is very important. Only because we are surviving, all other aspects become possible. So we are not saying survival is less. Survival is very important. Only because we have survived, we are here today. But survival will not make everything. It takes feminine to create a civilization. Otherwise, we would have survived, and without a civilization, we will wonder, why are we here? So this is very important because for variety of reasons, though in these cultures women have been worshipped as devis, goddesses, in spite of that, a whole lot of prejudice and lot of keeping them down has happened. It is time. You don't have to fight, you just have to empower yourself. Never there should be this is a very Western idea of women's liberation means fight the men. Then who will you have in your life? Fight the husband, I understand. Fight all the men and then do what? Not fighting, because fighting, I will fight for my freedom, is very masculine, it's not feminine. Masculine always thinks in terms of conquest. Feminine is inclusive, it's an embrace. These are two ways to conquer something. One is by force, another by inclusion. I believe all the men here were delivered by a woman, am I correct? Hello, any exceptions? No. Then what the hell are we talking about? There are many great examples where women rose. Why they rose? See, you being successful in the world is a different thing. But you must understand, what is a male, what is a female means. Just a question of few body parts, which are necessary. The difference is necessary to fulfill certain aspects of our life. We are all born here because of that. So that is not even the issue. But why should we, every moment of our life, be identified with a few body parts, that too reproductive organs in our body, every moment? It's not necessary. In certain relationships, in certain situations, it is relevant. When you're walking on the street, why is your reproductive organ in any way in play? Hello? Your legs and your brains must be working. Hello? Every moment, wherever you go, who is a man, who is a woman, what body parts do you have? This is rubbish. This is an unhealthy way of existence. This is why spiritual process is very important, because when it comes to bodily functions, there is a difference between a male and a female. Well, some women may like to claim, no, my muscle is also as big as yours. It's all right, but don't go that way. It's all right, we want you also strong. But a male body is made in a certain way for a certain purpose. A female body is made in a different way. But we are not talking about male and female, we are talking about masculine and feminine. We are here, I've already checked this, but anyway, every one of you are here because a man and woman came together. So because you're a woman, does it mean to say your father doesn't exist within you? Or because you're a man, does it mean to say your mother does not exist within you? Both of them are there. So, logically, by intellect, I am either a male or a female, but the truth is you're both. If both these qualities are not well enshrined within you, you will be a skewed human being. You have seen Adiyogi Shiva, one half of him is man, one half of him is woman, perfect man, in total balance. There was a great sage by the name Yajnavalkya. You heard of him? How was that? You heard of Ramanujam? Yajnavalkya was a great sage, and then he came to know about a young woman whose name was Maitreyi. Because she was so evolved and spiritually exuberant, he decided if he marries, she will marry only her, otherwise he will become a monk. Then it fell together because she also was looking for someone who is spiritually evolved, and they married. After a few years of a very exuberant life, no children came, that means you can assume. But they lived in a very exuberant way. Then one day, Yajnavalkya came, I have been in this marriage for about 8 years now. This has been a phenomenal experience for me, but my heart is longing for something deeper, more profound than this. Everything that I have, the house, the fields, the wealth, everything, I will leave it to you, and please release me. I wish to go in search of something else, which is far more profound than what I have right now. So Maitreyi said, what makes you think? When you are seeking something more profound than what we have now, I will settle for this house, I will settle for this property, I will settle for this silly money that you're going to give me. What makes you think I will settle for this? I also seek something more profound than what is there right now. You don't try to settle my life by giving me a house, a money and clothes and jewels and something else. Once a woman is like this, nobody can look at her as just body parts. If your identity is only limited to your body, then naturally that's how it will work. There is nothing wrong whether with a man's body or a woman's body, because this is creation, this is the way it is. It is not about that, it is just that there are other aspects for you to be human, which is only possible for a human being, because for all other creatures, nature has put two lines. They have to live and die within those two lines. For a human being, slowly the top line just evaporated, and most human beings have not realized that. They're still thinking there is a top line. This is like you kept a bird in a cage for a long period of time. One day you take away the door, but the bird just sits there because food comes straight there, it doesn't have to go in search of anything, everything is comfortable. Only thing is he cannot fly. He cannot fly, but that's okay. At least you're well fed and fat. Don't become this. It's very important that you become a human being, not a human creature. Human being means there are many ways we can look at this. The simplest thing is this. We call you a being, only you. In Nepal, do you call tigers tiger beings? Hello? Dog being? Mosquito being? No. Mosquito has your blood, but still it's not a being. Hello? Why only you are referred to as a being is, no matter what is the circumstance around you, if you are willing, you can decide how to be. No other creature can decide this. All other creatures are instinctive, compulsive reaction to the situations in which they exist. This is the only one which can determine how to be, no matter what is happening around us. If you do not exercise this choice of how to be, then we have to say you are a human creature, evolutionary issue. If you decide how to be, now I will ask you something, you can say yes, no, or silence. Whatever you say, I'm going to bless you. It's up to you. If you had a choice between being blissful right now and being miserable, what's your choice? For yourself, it's always the highest level of pleasantness, isn't it? Sometimes for your neighbor, there may be a debate. But for yourself, highest level of pleasantness. What is pleasantness? If you become pleasant in your body, we say you're healthy. Pleasantness of body is referred to as health. You want it? Not everybody said yes, I'm giving you one more chance. Don't take these things lightly, because the value of health is only when you don't have it. Not a simple thing. If every day, every cell in this body is not clearly saying, I want to be healthy, you becoming sick is not far away. How many people who are fine today, tomorrow morning they're sick or dead, is it not happening every day? I will bless you with a healthy and a long life and everything, but for all this, You must be pleasant. If you're unpleasant, we will only stretch your torture. So body being pleasant means health. You want it. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this pleasure. Only a few people, others no takers. Oh, okay. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this compassion. If your energies become pleasant, we call this blissfulness. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If your surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. Only to create pleasantness in your surroundings, you need the cooperation of other people. To create pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion and energy is 100% your business, yes or no? You said yes. This is it. This is transformation. No, Sadhguru, I am not happy because my wife is doing this, my husband is doing this, Nepal is like this, Kathmandu traffic is bad. No, for you to be pleasant or unpleasant is 100% your doing. But, you know, life, you get caught up in so many things. This is why you need a powerful tool. Bhairavi is that if you know how to make use of this, being exuberant and wonderful every moment of your life is a living possibility. Just now, the Ma, Bairagini Ma who was here, who was doing the arati, she's Lebanese. It's another country that I love very much and been there very often, except in the last few years. She's Lebanese. In the next 6 to 8 months, there must be a Nepali. This is very important because this is the only culture in the world, this is the only civilization where when it came to spiritual aspects, men and women had no distinction, both were treated equally. Nowhere else on the planet, only in this culture, in this civilization. And in recent times, there has been a certain loss, certain amount of prejudice. So in the Bhairavi temple, the inner sanctum is only managed by the women always. So, women of Nepal must stand up and make sure we must replace this Lebanese lady. She is wonderful, but we need her back there. Will you do this? Ah, yes, but it needs lot of training, dedication and striving. It's not like you know how to move this. It takes a lot of work. You must be willing to do that. And this is not hard work. If you have devotion in your heart, nothing is hard work. Have you seen, you've fallen in love with somebody, nothing seems to be hard, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you have to crawl under this and go, you will do it. Hello? So this is the nature of sweetness of emotion. Love, compassion, devotion, these are all different levels of sweetness of emotion. Once you have sweetness of emotion, once you're a devotee, you have the best deal. No matter what's happening, Yes, it's very important. Because without creating human beings who are blissful, without creating human beings who are peaceful, do you think you can create a peaceful world or a blissful world? There is no problem in this world except the human being. Is there any other problem on this planet? Only human being. Why human being a problem? Human being is the peak of evolution. Human being the most intelligent creature on this planet. Human being is the flower of evolution on this planet, most competent on this planet, but is the only problem. I thought intelligence is a solution. What do you think? Is intelligence a solution or a problem? Huh? Oh Is intelligence a problem or a solution? What should it be? It must be a solution. That's the only solution. For every silly thing that we do, the only solution is ignited intelligence. But today, our intelligence has become a problem. Being peaceful has become a problem. Where we are talking about a mental health pandemic, what does it mean? It means you don't know how to handle your intelligence. I'll ask you one more question, yes, no, silence, I'm going to bless you. Would you like your intelligence to be sharp or blunt? Sharp? Oh. So once you have a sharp instrument, you must know how to hold it. If you are little la 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 la, intestines will come out. Hello? If we give you a very, the Nepali crooked knife, if you don't have a steady hand, if you do this, either your intestine will come out or somebody else's will come out. Because once you hold a sharp instrument, your hand must be very conscious.